The woman, in order to get her husband's insurance money, tricked him into climbing the mountain and then pushed her husband down the cliff without hesitation. Lace looked down in silence, making sure that her husband was dead, and immediately called the police. She pretended to be sad and told the police that her husband fell to his death while climbing the mountain. She planned to go down before the police arrived and check in person. If her husband hadn't died, she would give him another fatal blow. But when she came down, she found that her husband Lily had disappeared. There were only bloodstains left on the ground. This time Lace panicked. If Lily survived, she would definitely expose the truth to the police that Lace killed him on purpose. Lace looked at the top of the mountain. Lily was badly injured just now, so he must not have had the strength to climb back up. He must have run away into the woods below the mountain. Lace quickly chased after him. At this time, Lily was covered in blood. His skull was broken and his arm was dislocated. He had to endure the pain and hold his arm. But compared to his body, his heart hurt more. He still didn't understand. They were so in love. Why did Lace suddenly do this to him? Then Lace's voice came from behind. The frightened Lily jumped directly into a ditch. He heard Lace apologizing softly, saying it wasn't on purpose. But when Lily peeked out and saw Lace's vicious eyes, he realized that the woman in front of him was no longer worth trusting. Fortunately, Lace didn't find where Lily was hiding. Lily stayed in the woods all night. Because he lost too much blood and couldn't be treated in time, Lily passed out. Until the next morning, a beam of light hit his face. Lace was holding a flashlight and came looking for him again. It seemed that Lace would not give up until he died. Lily covered his mouth and held his breath, not daring to make a sound. Luckily, a sudden heavy rain made Lace retreat for the time being. The next day, Lace, who had diabetes, prepared a sufficient dose of medication for herself and continued her hunting plan with a shotgun. Meanwhile, Lily wandered through the woods injured and lost his way. He went back to the cabin where the two lived. He had to get inside first to find his cell phone and call the police. But Lace had already hidden all communication devices and cut off the network. The poor Lily only found some needles. He was in great pain and began to suture his wound. Then he bit a towel and reset his fingers. As a result, when Lace walked in, Lily was gone. Blood was all over the ground. Lace quickly followed the trail of blood. At this time, Lily had escaped on a small boat. Lace also drove a small boat to chase him. Because Lily was seriously injured, he soon lost his strength. Lace, being strong, caught up. She jumped onto Lily's boat and attacked him. Not far away, a man saw the two on the lake. The man saw them holding a knife. One was covered in blood. He asked if they needed help. Lace said they were just playing and learned the man lived nearby. To dispel suspicion from the only witness, Lace invited the man to dinner that night. Under Lace's threatening eyes, Lily didn't dare ask the man for help. Back home, Lace threw Lily into the bathtub and held the knife close to him again. Lily asked why she did this. They gave up the world's judgment and endured rumors. It wasn't easy to be together. But Lace didn't care. She only cared about money. She told Lily not to worry. She would never kill him with a knife because he could only die by accident. It turned out when they got married, Lace convinced Lily to buy insurance and wrote Lace's name as beneficiary. If Lily died accidentally, Lace would get a huge compensation. At night, the neighbors came as agreed. The two couples had dinner together. Under Lace's surveillance, Lily had no chance to ask for help. After dinner, Lily finally found a chance. He took out the trash and whispered to the neighbor's wife, "Lace is a murderer. Go home and call the police." Unexpectedly, the woman panicked and shouted to her husband outside, "Lace is a murderer. Stay away from him." The husband didn't hear her clearly, but Lace did. Seeing the truth exposed, Lace rushed over and slashed the man's neck, then went inside and killed the man's wife. She stabbed the woman several times. Lily was terrified. How could he have lived with this cruel woman so long without seeing her true face? After that, Lace cleaned up the blood in the house and threw the bodies into the lake. She looked for a phone to call the police but couldn't find one. Instead, she accidentally found a box inside were 5 love necklaces exactly the same as Lily's. It seemed Lily was not the first. Before this, Lace had married 5 times, and to get insurance money, each husband was killed. Then Lace found out Lily knew the truth. It was too late. She had to kill him as soon as possible. She drove Lily to the cliff again, but Lily secretly replaced Lace's sedative with poison. After Lace was poisoned, Lily escaped. However, Lily ran back toward the cliff. When he turned around, Lace was approaching with a knife. Behind her was the abyss. Suddenly, the poison took effect, and Lace fainted. Lily carefully walked over to get the knife. He wasn't sure if the poison was enough. Could Lace die? He wanted to take the knife, but he couldn't do it. Although Lace only fed him lies, he still loved her. After many struggles, he decided to go to the police first and leave Lace to fate. But thinking of Lace's cruel face when killing, he hesitated again. If she survived, she would come for him. Lily finally decided to go back for the knife, but when he returned, Lace had disappeared. Lily inhaled sharply. Lace must have gone home to inject a new sedative, so Lily waited quietly inside with a gun. When Lace came back at night, Lily stopped her with the gun and told her to surrender to the police, but Lace escaped to the upstairs. Lace, hiding in the dark, fainted again. The next day, Lace dragged Lily to the cliff again and pushed him down mercilessly. After many twists and turns, Lily finally died in her heart. Then Lace's diabetes attacked. She hurried home and injected herself with sedative, but the symptoms did not ease. She suddenly realized something was wrong. Then she saw a video Lily recorded before death. He had replaced all of Lace's sedatives with poison. She would die soon. However, when Lily was alive, he was engaged in medical research. The only person who could save Lace was Lily. So Lace ran toward the cliff to save Lily. As long as she lived, she could still kill Lily later. With that thought, Lace collapsed in the grass. In the end, she was left with nothing. She didn't get the money, lost her love, and even lost her life. She was truly killed by Lily.